Today's maiden word comes from Psalm 47. Clap your hands, all you nations, shout to God with cries of joy. For the Lord Most High is awesome, the great King over all the earth. He subdued nations under us, peoples under our feet. He chose our inheritance for us, the pride of Jacob whom he loved. God has ascended amid shouts of joy, the Lord amid the sounding of trumpets. Sing praises to God, sing praises. Sing praises to our King, sing praises. For God is the King of all the earth, sing to him a song of praise. God reigns over the nations, God is seated on his holy throne. The nobles of the nations assemble as the people of the God of Abraham. For the kings of the earth belong to God, he is greatly exalted. Pray with me. Father, as we learned 17 years ago that everything can be taken away from us, I just pray that you protect us in everything we do and everything we go, and I just pray that we have a good rest of the days and remember those who have fallen. It's your son's name we pray. Amen.
So, it is time to vote. I know you're thinking, didn't we just do that? And yes, in 2016 we had a presidential election, but these upcoming elections are the midterms. And the midterms are exactly what they sound like. They're an election that takes place in the middle of a presidential term. We aren't voting for a president this time around, but don't think that means that your vote doesn't matter, because it does.
In a lot of ways, your vote counts a lot more during the midterms. You might be one of those people that says, I don't follow politics, I don't really care about politics, but whether you follow it or not, it follows you and it follows your community. So why are the midterms important? Control Congress and you kind of control the country.
You have a chance to make a change by voting. How much of a change? Well, every single one of the 435 seats in the House of Representatives is up for grabs, as well as a third of the seats in the Senate are in play too. Are you feeling powerful yet? You should, because that's just the federal government.
Across the country, 36 states are holding elections for governor. You get a say in all of your local elections too. You may be thinking Washington, D.C. has a lot of power, but a lot of the policies affecting your day-to-day life are coming out of local government. Local policy matters, local politicians matter, and that means that your vote in local elections matters.
In 2018, young people, which is you, can literally decide the direction of the country as long as you share your voice. Here's the thing though, young people don't have a great turnout record, and that's something that we want to be part of the solution in changing forever.
That's not working, so, you know. All right, so you might be asking yourself, why should you bother to vote? Already, Morgan and Emily have mentioned some great reasons, but here are just a couple more. Number one, you should vote because it's your right to voice your opinion when it comes to our government. Number two, because as the youngest voting demographic, we have to live with the decisions that are made right now the longest. And because the leaders that have the most impact on your daily lives are often the local ones. Plus, politicians aren't going to address the needs of college students if they don't see them as an important voting bloc. If they don't feel like you're going to be people who come out and vote, then what matters to you may not be the things that they prioritize when they're creating policies. Go ahead and go to the next one. And so this leads to the problem of the fact that young voters aren't casting their ballots. A recently released poll from the Public Religion Research Institute and The Atlantic, conducted in June, showed that only 28% of young adults ages 18 to 29 say they are absolutely certain they'll vote in midterms, compared to 74% of seniors. The generations that are older than us are setting a great example of how to be involved in local elections, and we really should follow suit. I think that we can be just as active as the generations before us. Next one. A lot of people don't vote because they just don't know how. When you're in college, you're probably not going to be around your county on November 6th, which makes voting a little more complicated. And so what we want to make sure you know is that voting from home is actually really easy. All you have to do is fill out an application for an absentee ballot from your state, and when you receive the ballot in the mail, you cast your vote and mail it back. Next slide. So here's what we want to do. First, we want you to make sure that you are registered to vote. For many of you, this might have happened when you got your driver's license. Oftentimes they'll have you fill out a section about registering to vote. However, it's always a good thing just to make sure you're registered to vote. And we have instructions on how to do that at york.edu/vote. 2, if you are not going to be near your home polling place on Election Day, which is November 6th, then we have absentee ballot applications for most states here at Chapel. You can also find your state's absentee ballot by going through, we have a couple links to some portals at york.edu/vote to make it a little bit easier. Some states even allow you to apply for your absentee ballot online, which makes it really easy and speeds up the process. One important thing to note is that while so far I don't think any of the state's absentee ballot deadlines have passed, each state does have a different deadline. So make sure you look up when you need to have your ballot in for your particular state. So after you complete your application, you can mail them in the post office here at York College free of charge. And then in a few weeks, after you've turned in your absentee application, you'll receive your ballot via YC mail That's when you can fill it out, make all the important decisions that you want to make, and then send it back in. Go ahead to the next one. So, just one last quote to leave you with. Every election is determined by the people who show up. No matter where you are on the political spectrum, remember that your voice matters, your opinion matters, and you have the right to voice that opinion as a U.S. citizen. So we hope that you will use us as a resource over the next few weeks. Go to york.edu/vote to learn a little bit more. And then also come see us back here if you want to go ahead and grab an absentee ballot for your state. Thank you.